kind of wondering about something.
Deduction. It's time for Matty to once again harass his mother about his insane conspiracy theory.
Whatever, why did I not get this, why did I not see, you know, he's supposed to be my uncle, right? Why did I not get to see him growing up forever, really?
Any number of logical reasons. Family falling out, distance, work schedules, or even possibly lack of interest on the part of both parties. Naturally, Matthew here thinks he's onto something, a bit of information being intentionally kept from him.
And of course, as a special investigator empowered by his authority as a victim or something, he's going to get answers one way or, well, one way really.
Well, what about it? I mean, if he was,
I don't want to talk about it.
what was the situation with,
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
well, I'm curious about it, and I think I have a right to know because I never got to see him really for some reason. The only time I remember seeing him was
Observation. You are not entitled to answers about her relationships with family. She may choose to tell you, or she may not. Period. By continually asking about things she doesn't want to discuss, you are harassing her. Matty.
during when we went to the barbecue shop in Fort Myers when I was about 7 years old or something, and you know, why was that the only time I got to see him? What do you mean you don't know? I mean, all I got to see this whole... Yeah, but that's not a real excuse though, because all these other family, what so-called family or whatever, live in all these other different faraway states.
Believe it or not, this isn't that unusual, Matthew. Growing up, I had aunts and uncles I only got to see once or twice simply because they lived pretty far away. Plus, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but sometimes siblings just don't like each other much. Oh wait, you have a brother you hate, so yeah, you should understand that. The only reason you see him is because you're living with his mom.
It's not all that unusual.
So why did I not get to see...
It's not all that unusual.
Why did I not get to see... And didn't you used to say that, you know, or whatever was alcoholic or something? And that was the reason? Something like that, right?
No, I just don't want to talk about it.
What's there to hide?
I'm
It's just...
not hiding, I just don't want to talk
So
about it.
we went to see one time, right?
Yeah, so you
Okay,
did.
and I got to see like 100,000 times or whatever symbolically, and you know, and all these other so-called family, right? Kept visiting them over and over and over again during the years, right? But why not? Who's supposed to be isn't he supposed to be your brother? Isn't he your brother? So why did I not get to see your brother?
I'm not going to talk about it.
You're not going to tell me?
No, I'm not going to talk about it right now. First of all, I don't want to talk about it.
You're never going to talk about it then. What the hell is the deal? So you're just going to hide an important detail about the so-called family, right? That your own brother.
I'm not going to talk about it.
I know he owned that business, the fish net, right?
What about it?
Didn't he own the fish
What
net?
about it?
Okay, what happened to the fish net?
We're not a business.
And why?
We have a lot of businesses that went out of business. That's a very common business.
Right, he
He's a
said
very poor manager of money.
he's a very poor manager of money, you say, and he also, but didn't you say he was a great chef or something like that? He made very
No,
good...
I thought he was creative. He was
Okay,
creative and artistic.
You're changing the story now from my memory, though, because it used to be he was a great chef.
Two things on this dumb. One, being a chef does involve creativity sometimes. Two, your memory is highly unreliable. Example, Remember when you freaked out that I knew you had contacted GCH? You forgot you literally mentioned them in your itinerary and assumed I had coordinated with the network to find out.
He was a great cook and had great, items on the menu. Okay. So what happened with the barking shark?
It went out of business.
Why?
I guess they ran out of, they spent more money.
Okay, and but you said.
I don't know.
Okay. And why did I not get to see Fred then? Not Fred, but Uncle. Why?
I don't know.
Why would you not? How could you not know that?
He's busy doing his own thing.
Yeah, but so were all these other fake. Whoever these other so-called family members are, right? How come I got to see them a million times, but I didn't get to see?
Well, I can't answer your question.
Well, what was going on with?
I don't know. You want to ask him?
How come you never reached out to him?
Because I didn't want to.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to. We weren't that close.
Why not?
Because we didn't want to.
Why not though? You have to have an
10
actual.
years apart in age, for one thing.
Because what?
We were 10 years apart in age.
Okay, but so are these other sister of yours or whatever is older, a lot older, and then so she's almost 10 years older than you. So that's not a real answer.
Too bad. You don't like it. I'm sorry.
So what's the actual
I don't have the answer
reason?
you're looking.
She just nailed it. Matthew, that's your problem. When life gives you honest answers you don't like, you keep looking for one that you will. Everything your mom said was reasonable. She probably just isn't that close with your uncle. But, assuming he still has an active service agreement with life, you can certainly reach out to him. You won't, though, at least not at this moment. You've got to shake an answer you like out of mom, right?
So what's the actual reason?
You're looking for an answer you're looking for.
I'm just curious because I'm
I
not.
said I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It is what it is.
So, and how about your mom or whatever? She was very close with, wasn't she?
Yes.
Okay, so and how come I never got to see her either?
She was very close.
And what's that got to do with anything?
Well, if you didn't see your uncle very much, and she was with your uncle, it's hard to see how you could have trouble understanding why you didn't see her. Obviously, your grandmother and uncle had a closer relationship with each other than she did with your mom. Yet more proof that you tend to miss plain facts, Matthew.
Because she was busy with him. That's where her business.
So how come we didn't go visit the business?
Because it was not a good place for children to be around all the time.
Yeah, but you took me to casinos.
I did.
Yeah, you took me to Las Vegas
Yeah,
and
your
the Red
dad
Mile.
wanted to do that. I didn't
The
want
Red
to.
Mile.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't take you
The
there
Red
one
Mile
time without him
The
around.
Red Mile racetrack every weekend, and then you took me to New Jersey to the Taj Mahal Casino.
That was your dad.
Yeah, so obviously,
That was not me.
obviously that excuse about not visiting Bill because it was a bad environment or something isn't any type of good
Well,
reason
I
either.
mean, I'm sorry you don't like it.
Have to say, taking a kid to the betting track is kind of a weird decision on Dad's part, but a casino is an entirely different matter, especially when Matty here was a kid. He grew up in the 1990s, when Las Vegas was trying to pitch itself as a destination for the whole family. Even before that, though, casinos had at least one place for kids to hang out. Some pretty awesome video arcades. Regardless, blaming his mom for his dad's odd choice to bet on the doggies or ponies with him is a cheap shot.
Okay?
But what is the reason though?
I told you not to tell you.
I want a logical answer to what's going on.
I've got to go to bed.
How come I only got to see your supposed, my supposed grandmother one time or something?
Because she was with your uncle!
She was with all the time. They were in Florida.
Yeah, but all these other family members or whatever are in all these other faraway states. So it's not a real answer. How come we?
About that. You're not.
How come?
You idealize things. Things are not always.
How come we just didn't drive? How come we went there one time? Why just one time?
I don't remember why we went there. I'm trying to think.
Okay, so,
I think we did go there for a visit. We did want you to visit.
okay, so just one visit in 35 years or
Your
something.
grandmother died in 2005.
Did you catch that, folks? He said one time in like 35 years. I don't know about you all, but once I had my own car and money, nothing stopped me from seeing family members far away. Being an adult gives one a certain amount of freedom, and past the age of 18, Maddie was free to reconnect. Yet he said 35 years, which means he wants to know why Mommy hasn't taken him recently, as if he needed her to do that. Interesting.
Yet he talks about going to Antarctica without her. Yep, there is something wrong upstairs, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and how
Not
come?
too long after that.
Yeah.
15 years.
And we still never even visited, hardly ever, just for all these other family, right? But never, right?
Well, like I said, it's not the kind of, place that children need to be around.
Why is that?
It wasn't.
For what reason?
Well, I mean, it was a restaurant and bar kind of business.
But she was taking me to the Red Mile every weekend.
I didn't like that. I don't like
Okay, that's not logical though, so
I didn't like it. I don't
that's not logical.
Actually, it is, Matthew. Evidently, your dad wanted one thing for you and your mom wanted something else. It sounds like your dad was a bit of a dominator, so he got what he wanted. Need a flowchart?
So you're not going to answer about what was it? What was his name? Was he had that or whatever? Was that his last name? What was his name? Is he still alive? See, I wouldn't even know if he's alive because you never even mention him.
Very sick. I told you, he's died recently.
Yeah, but you never even mentioned.
You don't remember.
Yeah, you would. Who knows? Because you never even let us meet him for some reason. Something very strange going on.
But you did meet him. Once. Remember the barking shark? It's no wonder she doesn't like talking to you, Matthew. You can't even keep your own story straight, and she knows it. Engaging with you is a waste of her time and energy.
It's almost like he knows something, and you don't want him to be around to spill the truth or something. I don't know. It's just very strange.
If she was keeping you from him, why the fuck would she tell you his last name?
Don't you think that's? I mean,
I'm
nothing.
not going to talk to you anymore, man.
Okay, so yeah.
Because whatever you're talking about is going in a bad place.
What do you mean?
It's something you want to run and blabble every
I
day.
just want to know the truth.
No, you don't need to know everything.
What? Okay, so.
It's your right
so
to
you-
know everything
Oh.
about everybody.
Okay, so you're
No.
gonna just conceal.
So what?
Once again, Mom is 100% right. Matty is not entitled to know everything about everybody.
Wait, I thought you had a picture. You should have a picture, right? So you don't have one picture of your brother, right? Is your brother, isn't he? Hello? Do you have even one picture? You don't? But you have tons of pictures of... Yeah, you do. But you have 0 pictures of... Why?
Because they weren't close. Idiot!
And so there you have it, another case of domestic discord, brought to you by the entitled mind of Matty Weider. Will he seek out his uncle and burn that bridge too? Time will tell, but I'm guessing this won't be the last interrogation Weider posts.